name, but I was adopted by him, so I had two different names. My real name's William Barry Goforth, and my stepdad's name was Goforth. So they had two sets of draft papers on me when I got called out of study hall my senior year. I went down to the draft board and they said, well, we just wanted to know what name you're going to go by because you're supposed to have been in the service a long time ago. And so I told them I'd just go by my Goforth, that's the name I went by all my life. And so I got drafted. I was a cowboy from the time I was 2 or 3 years old. I always watched all them good old cowboy shows, Roy Rogers and all of them. And that's all I ever wanted to be, I just figured going in the Army is just going to take up some of my time away from cowboying. But I went ahead and devoted all my kid life to learning how to ride and get good training horses and stuff like that. By the time I got drafted, I was shoeing. I had an ad in the paper and had a pretty good clientele just trimming and shoeing horses when I was 15 to 18, 19 years old. And the whole time I was in the military, I was talking horses to all the guys I was in there with and found some buddies, that had the same interest I did. And then when I got out, I So I got pretty sick and tired of the Army, and since I was drafted, I only had to spend 2 years in there. So I spent my 2 years and got out. And roping and messing with horses has just been my therapy. I mean, you can get completely engulfed and surround yourself with it, and the rest of the world don't even exist. And as far as I'm concerned, I'd call roping a fever, because you can pick up a rope and you can try and conquer it and try and learn how to use it, and you just get so involved in it, and then all of a sudden I said, wow, I'd like to be the next world champion calf roper. So I just bought me 3 good horses, about 12 or 14 calves in a little farm, and started practicing. And I feel like I did pretty good for myself for a boy from, Dayton, Ohio. I was actually from Brookville, but I won the 10th at the American Court Horse Congress one year back in 1985. I won the state of Indiana in 1980, which is that buckle that I am so proud of. I'd never take it off. There's only one I've given away, and I got it, But I conquered my roping enough to go out and be fairly decent at it. I won $9,000 my first year that I went professional. And I don't know if any of you watch very much rodeo on TV or the national finals or anything, the NFR. These guys are winning $1 million, man. Just doing this. Going out roping a calf in 8 seconds, win $1.3 million. Or win $150,000 at a competition. Now that's money. It takes a lot of time to get yourself to that point, just like a professional bowler or baseball player or anything. But once you get there, then you go out and you tie a calf in 8 seconds and win $100,000. Ain't nothing better than that unless you win the lottery. But I went ahead and I jumped in with both feet, and I wanted to be the next world champion. I wanted to give them some competition. So I soured out a lot of cattle, burned up a lot of dualies and trailers, come home on 3 wheels when I left with 6, and spent a lot of money doing it, but there was nothing that was ever any more satisfying to me than to jump on a good horse and go out and rope a cow, or even just ride off into the sunset, You can take a horse and he'll love you back, and they're the most forgiving animals that you can knock the hell out of them. They'll turn around and say, oh, sorry, not even affected. They're such a forgiving, loving animal. And I highly recommend, if anybody needs to buy their time doing something to just occupy your mind, get you a good little horse like what they're doing here is just absolutely great therapy. And then if you're just by yourself and you want to be by yourself, and you want to try and advance and pick up a rope and just try and learn how to rope, it's something. It's not like riding a bicycle because you ain't exercising that much, you're just using your arm. But it's sure a satisfaction for me, and to win money doing it is something that I just wanted to accomplish. And now I'm 65 years old, so I'm not going to beat anybody, and I never made the world national champion, but I sure gave it everything I had. And I've got my son, and I'm traveling with him now. We were in Richmond last weekend. We'll be in Terre Haute next weekend. We'll be in LaGrange, Indiana, just Hillsboro. We've got like 40-something rodeos this year that we'll be hitting. And I'm just trying to make him the next world champion now. We've got 3 really good horses. We're practicing 3 and 4 times a week. And I do know what it takes to be a world champion because I've been to the world champion Roy Cooper's school in Denton, Texas. I built a little homemade 1-horse trailer, put a little rubber flap over the nose for the nose of the trailer, and I bought a Chevy Love truck for $500. And away I went. Left Dayton, Ohio, went to Denton, Texas. When I got there, Roy says, "You know, I didn't know they had cowboys in Ohio." I go, "Yeah, Roy, they got 2, me and my son." But he taught me how to rope to be perfect. If you practice perfect, you practice right, and you do everything perfect, you'll go out and you'll conquer what you're looking for. And to practice to be perfect, you have to do everything by the numbers. And practice the way Roy taught me. I've got a book at home he gave me, and you can buy those about any tack shop you go to. And it's just Roy Cooper on the front of it, got a picture of him roping. And it tells everything in that book you need to know about calf roping. It tells his life story. You know, his dad, he'd get off the school bus when he was 10 years old. His dad had 3 horses lined up, 12 head of cattle lined up, ready for him to rope just as soon as he gets off the bus. And that's what made him where he's at today, is his dad pushed him when he was really young. I didn't start till I was 28 years old to actually rope and call myself a calf roper. It took me a lot of years to get to that point where I wanted to just give it everything I had, and I did for 28 years. I never backed off, but I had to slow down some for money purposes. You know, you can't go out and buy a new truck every year unless you're rich and got a lot of money. But that's where I'm at as far as getting my career together on calf roping. It just, you know, I just dominated and ruled out everything else and just obligated myself to it. And that's what it takes on anything that you do. But I'll tell you a little bit about the rope here to start off with. Naturally, this is called the tail end of the rope. And this is the horn knot. When you put it on your horn, it locks it shut, so to stay on your horn. You run this through a little keeper on the bridle, and then you're sitting up here in the saddle on a horse like this. But this is the tail end of it. These are called your coils. This little leather piece on the end is called a burner. It keeps the rope from burning the rope in two. And this little loop at the end is called the hondo. I had a dog I named Hondo once, and he used to lead my horse around for me at the rodeo while I was riding another one. Well, he'd lead that horse around his mouth. It was the damnedest dog I ever had. But you want to have a spoke, you want to have a loop that you put under your foot, come up here to about your nose, be about the right length, however tall you are. And this is called the spoke. The distance from your hand to the hondo should be a little longer than your elbow. Because when you flick that rope, you see that knot go out there and open the loop up? You flick your wrist, that's what opens the loop up. You can shut the loop and then turn around and flick that knot and open it right back up. When you start practicing, you want to get up here and just learn how to do the dummy. Until you learn
mentioned earlier sour calves. What's that mean?
Yeah. I go through a lot of cattle because you get on if somebody chases you on a motorcycle around this property, you're going to slow down. You're going to duck off. You're going to try and get rid of that guy chasing you on a motorcycle. It's the same way with a horse. You have to start cattle out just riding the horse and trailing behind the cow. Wherever that cow goes, just make that horse follow that cow. And eventually he'll pick it up. And he'll want to do it. He's a cow-bred horse. He'll pick it up. You won't even have to worry. He'll just go out there and do it. I went through so many cows doing that. They get fat. They get up around 375. They won't fit my shoes no more. So I got to turn around and get a smaller cow again. My preference is 190 to 210 pound-wise. And that's just the right size. I'm only 160 pounds, so I'm not going to be able to go up and pick up a 400-pound cow and throw it on the ground and tie its legs. It ain't going to happen to me. But used to, I can do it 300, 3 1/4, something like that. Because it's all equilibrium anyway. It's get everything at the right time and lift and put everything together and it works. It looks easy, it looks quick, but once you start practicing in on it, you find out it's hard to do unless you do a lot of practicing and get the right leverage and do everything right. Throw that cow on the ground. But I don't know if a lot of you probably don't know the difference maybe between team roping and calf roping. But team roping, you rope the horns. And you got another guy on another horse, and he'll come in from behind and he'll rope the heels after you rope the horns. And that's called team roping. And it takes 2 guys, and calf roping only takes 1. And on team roping, you twirl and you make a flat loop. You don't even twirl your rope the same as in calf roping. In calf roping, you dip it around and flick it around like that so it opens it up. In team roping, they'll come out here just real level. You want to try and see, I'm not a team roper. Yeah. I can rope it here. I'll rope it different here. But you want to rope both horns. They call it slick horn. I got one. Hell, that's a hell of a catch here. He ain't going nowhere. That's not a good. Got him. But then after you rope the horns, you know, you just rope the horns, then you dally around the horn, turn your horse and drag it for the guy in the heels to come up and rope the heels. But that's team roping. I'd rather watch paint dry than team rope myself. I just never did like team roping. Always wanted to conquer calf roping. That was my first love and probably be my last one. I don't think I'm going to change and go into anything now like bull riding or broncs. I broke horses and trained them all my life. I've been on all the broncs I want to get on. And then think you're going to twirl. Everything's got to be laid in there just right. Keep the twist in the rope. Keep your coils all lined up in a row. Keep that twist in there. And I'll rope a couple here and then we'll start twirling some and see how many of you guys can rope yourself. I roped myself in front of 9,000 people in Columbus. And that was embarrassing.
Hate it when that happens.
Yes.
Can you show us how that happened?
You know, I'd have to have my horse here because I got my rope hung under my horse's tail.
Oh no!
Yeah. What happened was I nodded for my calf and my calf left, but I didn't leave quick enough. And so I came out like this, you know, Roy Rogers whooping his horse, and then I got my loop up, and I hung it back there right under his tail. I went to pull it, and it was under his tail, and I mean my horse went, just like that.
Hey!
And I'm telling you, that's something you need to do to every horse you own. You need to find out if he's going to kill you when you get a rope under his tail. I don't put a guy on horseback until they rope 100 of these when they're ever in my school.
100? We could be here for a while today, guys.
Because I don't want to waste cattle and I don't want to waste horses. And there's no sense getting on a horse thinking you're going to rope a calf if you can't get up here and rope this on the ground. Because then you get on a horse, you're going 23, 25 mile an hour. And trust me, that's a heck of a difference when you're going 25 mile an hour and just standing here trying to rope one standing still. Any more questions, Dewey?
No, well, to recap that, when you say a calf goes sour, that means they just get too big and too bulky, and
They get too big. They get to where they're smarter than you are. They'll duck off before the horse can. We were running one last night that just stopped, just right dead stop, right in front of the horse. And here we're training the horse. You can't run by it if you're going to do the horse any justice.
Yeah.
You got to stay behind the cow. Otherwise, you're teaching the horse to run by it. So I spent half an hour screaming and hollering last night, trying to get them boys not run by the cattle.
I should probably warn you though, buddy, you made a statement about calf roping's your last love.
Yeah.
Remember, your wife will watch this movie later.
Well, that's as far as sports go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Me and her, sports has slowed down.
Hey, he's ready to try.
Let me throw out some ropes here.